Hello CardRunners, this is Ville Samalahti, aka GoGetaRealJob. You are watching part 1 of my new Zoom 500 series. This was a Thursday night session with tons of reg on reg action. There's no specific theme, but I believe we'll be looking at some interesting pre-flop decisions at least. I believe that concludes my intro, so let's just jump into the action. On tables 1, 2, and 4, we get defendable hands in the big blind. Table 3, not so much. On table 4, we face an open from the hijack by a short stacked, rather tight reg, pims, against a full stacked reg, opening a little bit lighter. I would often be 3-betting this. But given stacks and the fact that I'm up against a somewhat tight range, I think it plays better as a flat. I flop top pair plus kickers. Pretty standard check call. I will go for it, even though I'm a little bit worried about his sizing here. Being the perfect turn. Plan is to check shove, obviously. And he shows up with a low rundown. Had a 2-pair plus open-ender on the flop, and we chop. Gonna go ahead and c-bet my second nut flush draw plus nut gut shot. Take it down. Definitely opening on table 4. And 3-betting on table 2. On table 1 we have an interesting decision. Doritos, a relatively tight player, opens from under the gun, and we have single-suited kings on the button. I certainly have a slight equity edge against his range, and getting to the flop heads up in position as 3-better is an extremely profitable proposition. But since getting 4-bet would be really awkward, and I would usually be either flipping or crushed against the combos in that 4-betting range, I prefer just flatting and defending my button here, as my kings certainly don't mind getting the flop multi-ways as well. A big portion of the value for non-premium big pairs obviously comes from set over setting someone. Get a nice flop after defending on table 3. The turn is interesting. Both check calling and leading are viable. Check raising, I believe, doesn't make a whole lot of sense, because I do want to play pot control against turn straights. I will be leading here, and the reason I prefer that to check calling is that I believe a decent portion of Valorian's range is going to be checking back the turn as well. He's going to have a lot of top pair plus kickers type hands, or potentially some unimproved over pairs that just want to play pot control. He might also be checking back some of his weaker flush draws on the flop. So I believe the best way of getting value here is just